Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing. We want to know that, especially if we're dealing with the past life karmic mate that has the potential to come in and, you know, betray us. We're like, why, if we have this connection to someone, would they betray us? What is the whole spiritual significance? We have to look at the shadows because that is where our healing is. You know, the people that come into our lives and the situations that unfold in our lives are a representation of what's happening on the inside. All right. They're just subconscious. We're just not aware of it. So we do these readings to create awareness. Now, do look at everything, like I said, because it's important to know whether or not your person has feelings for you, right? Even though if the person like acts stupid. And the reason why is because then we can look at it through a different perception. We can say, okay, the person really does have feelings. They're just really messed up. They just need healing. And then we can then say, well, why did I? That will always the next question is, well, why did I attract that person into my life? What is it that I need to do to stop that karmic loop from happening? Especially if we've seen the same type of scenarios play out a few times in our life. We've all seen that person date the same type of guy or the same type of girl, the same scenario, or keep losing a job or keep getting bullied at work. These are all karmic loops, that hold a karmic theme. And that karmic theme can make you feel inadequate, not good enough, not having enough, a lack, which is out of alignment with the laws of the universe. That's why we do these readings. So again, light, that's actually the best, to me, one of the best cards because light reminds me of God. Light, love, and light, right? Well, what are we talking about? We're talking about um, when you are in the highest vibration, you are coming from a place of unconditional love. So all characteristics that are derived from unconditional love are from light. And I feel like that's you. You're on a path. And your path is not like anyone else's. It's kind of like you feel a little bit alone right now. But it's a good energy that you're in. You're in a high vibration. You're healing yourself. You're loving yourself because there's no other powerful energy that can heal you like light. Because again, it comes from God. And that we actually have that energy inside of us. And that when we pour into ourselves, well, it's again, we're honoring God because we have spirit inside of us, right? And when we better ourselves, we're actually bettering the collective because then we can contribute to humanity the way that we want to do that. I want to pull another one. Clear karmic programs of intolerance. And this is why you're in a light energy because you're like, I'm getting rid of anything that no longer serves and supports me. And this has not been an easy thing for you because you're a highly sensitive person that feels a lot, is emotional, that is a lover. Okay, everybody knows that. I mean, come on. That's the zodiac. It's just what it is. So, and you finally got to a point where you're like, if I'm going to have the life that I want, I need to clear programs of intolerance. So anything that's not in alignment with me. And this is why you're in this high vibration. I'm going to try to make these a little bit faster than yesterday. I don't know what happened yesterday. I think it's the prednisone medication makes me talk a lot. And I was on for like an hour and a half on the Gemini channel, okay? I think I had the nerve to post that. We did it from backwards to forwards, me and spirit, but that asthma medicine and sinus medicine, when I get sick because I have an overactive immune system from living in survival mode for long periods of time, that I get asthmatic bronchitis right away when I get sick. So they put me on prednisone. It makes me like a crazy person. Chatterbox. All right. So the other word is pride. So you're dealing with a person that knows that you're over it. and they're prideful. So nothing's happening. And what I feel like is that this person is pissed off. And they're pissed off because, hey, they're not getting a reaction out of you. Let's look at a different deck and let's see what does this person really feel on a spiritual level? Because pride is not really an emotion. There's only love and fear. Pride is that ego is there. And so this person may know who you are or who you were supposed to be, I should say. I think that they finally realized that you've had enough. And because they tried to explore other options, they walked away, they didn't give you enough. Let's see. Again, I've been giving my power away to people in my life, and I'm learning to set boundaries. So again, they've had other people in their life. Again, and some of that are karmic people. This person had no problem giving to those people. They've always had an option. I just think that when they met whoever they met or stayed with whoever they stayed, it's like, well, the resources. And I say that because this person has a lot of narcissism. I've been learning about twin flames and it feels right. So I feel like even though they've been giving power away to people in their life, they're not satisfied in their life. So they're looking around now, like I said, to see what are their options. And what they're seeing is that they don't have that many options. They're about to learn that. And that's why this person's mad. My inner child was wounded when my parents couldn't respond to me in the way that I needed them to, so I'm reacting from that wound. Yeah, like this person's prideful. So they know who you are. And they know that you're waiting for an apology. They know that they didn't treat you right, but they don't really know how to come back. And that's the thing. It's like they know that they burnt the bridge. And that's why it's like, would it be easier to meet somebody else, to talk to somebody else, to replace you? But the problem is they're never going to be able to replace you. They're never going to be able to do it. Don't be tempted to disconnect from source. Our connection to source is love and healing that we require. This person knows already that you are. They may feel the connection still because maybe you didn't meet someone else yet, but they're trying to figure it out. But they know that they ran out of time, that they played too many games with you. And so now it's like, oh, they're looking around at their situation and they're like, I'm not happy in the situation that I've been giving all my time and all my energy because they're not getting anything back from it. And that's really what I feel like. I feel like you were dealing with a player that thought that they were going to play you. They got played because, or either that, or they just get tired of giving the energy to certain people. They can only do it for a certain amount of time, like a real narcissist. They come in, they love bomb, they live that honeymoon phase, they get that supply. And then what happens is they don't want to continue to do it. They don't want to show up. They don't want to be accountable. So now they're like, again, looking for other people and you disconnected. So this person got mad. They're like, let me like try and find somebody else. And that what they're seeing is that there is nobody else, but they're like, maybe you didn't really fully disconnect. But the whole time this person is trying to disconnect from you and they can't. See, this was a divine connection. And they know that it was a divine connection. It said it right in the beginning of this reading that they should have did the work. They didn't do the work. There are subconscious fears affecting our ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us make them conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. So this is the underlining energy so really, when a person's like this, we should stop the reading right here and be like, okay, we don't care about this person. We want to just know, what do we need to do to heal? Not even what they're going to do, nothing. Because this person's in a prideful way. They have blockages, which that means they want to do everything except for be transparent. They want to be anything and do anything except for what it would be to make you feel content in the relationship, which is a narcissist. It would be a one-sided relationship. They're showing you exactly who they are. And they can love you all that they want. Understand they feel also that you're disconnecting. They need to move slowly with this, but trust them that they're moving, even when it seems that they're not. So it's again, there's a lot of procrastination. It's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of, again, I'm in my own way because, hey, I feel the connection, but I'm not just going to move quickly with this because, hey, I don't want to lose control. And it's again, it's all about control. It's all about being strategic. It's not the right energy. When a person has unconditional love, they're transparent. They're not afraid to give. They're not. Why? Because their cup is overflowing already. They don't use money as a weapon. They don't use time as a weapon. And this person, like I said, I feel like they use it all as a weapon. You know, um, It doesn't matter how much they truly, truly care for you. It doesn't. I'll contact you when I'm able to. Right now, my life is too complicated to bring you into it, but know that I do want to talk to you. Yeah, because they know that you blocked them. So because you blocked them, it's almost like they know that they took it too far. They don't like this, that you did this. It's like one of us is sad or angry, and it's creating an energetic match in the frequency. So this person knows you're mad. You want to disconnect. You're over it. And this person knows that they took it too far. And so it's like they don't really know how to fix it. They're going through a dark night of the soul right now. Nothing in their life is making sense because their heart is with another right now, and they have to finish the karmic contract in order to be free. So they've been giving their energy around to somebody else, and they sat on it for a long fucking time and didn't give you time or energy. They are not happy because, like I said, the honeymoon phase is over. Whatever this person ran to, that connection, they don't want to be consistent. This was a real divine union. This person didn't want that type of connection. That's what it was. And then they thought, well, I'm going to play all these games even though this person like they feel the chemistry between us and that we need to trust that the energy that we share, again, they knew that they always had chemistry. This situation is being caused by the both of us, this person thinks, and I think that's true because let me tell you something, you shouldn't entertain this person right then and there. They think that it's caused from you because you have boundaries, because you want to be treated correctly, because they don't want to come in correct. But the truth of the matter is, it's because you're here and you're still waiting for them to change. And energetically, like you were waiting for them to change. And they refuse to do that. It's like as they surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connection, meaning you're not allowed, just because this is a twin flame connection, don't expect anything from me. It's like if you don't expect anything from me, then our relationship it will be wonderful. So that means anytime you have feelings, anytime you have an opinion, anytime you have anything, well, then guess what? You're the person that's the problem. You're the person that's making it difficult. Because this person saying, yeah, like I know that there's a connection, but I'm not gonna surrender to it. I'm gonna move real fucking slow and really think about it with my thumb up as far up my ass as possible because, hey, I don't really want to have to do anything. I don't want to have to do anything. That's because the person started off as being prideful. That's how I know that. Person that's prideful is more worried about, oh, it's like, I don't want to have to come and apologize. I don't want to have to do that work. It's like they ruin the connection. They ruin the connection. No, but instead they'd rather manipulate. They'd rather manipulate and be lazy. This person's extremely lazy. But what you'll notice is that they take plenty of risks when it comes to other shit. Okay? So if you didn't ask for it, they would take the risk and come and talk to you and manipulate you even while they're tied up with this person. You're not letting them. But they're like, well, let me see who else I can run around to who's gonna entertain me so that I get this person off my back. Because they don't want to be with that person, but they have control when they're cheating because then it makes that person feel like a little inadequate because that person doesn't really want to lose them. That's why they've been making sure to take all this person's power because they already know who they're with you know, and they have a weird karmic connection. So this person has a fear of change. So, but they don't have enough. They're lacking. So it's easier for them to manipulate you because, hey, if I leave my situation, well, then I get half, of whatever. I have to take whatever I have. And hey, that's going to be a lot less. This person wants more. This person's looking for more. So they would only leave for a better supply. Otherwise, they'll cheat on whoever they're with in order to sustain themselves. That's who they are and now they have anxiety because hey, well, guess what? You don't really have as many people as you thought. You thought that you had a lot of different supplies everywhere. Now what you see is you got shitty supplies, people that you would actually have to give to. And oh, well, that doesn't work. So it's either then I have to stay with the person that I don't want. Yeah, give up your life. This is your life because you have money problems because that karmic wasn't stupid. What, they didn't trust you? I mean, how could they if you have supplies everywhere? So they said, well, I know I need to protect myself, so I'm going to do it financially. So I have the upper hand here. And that's why this person, they can't manipulate anybody. They would have to leave with nothing. And then, oh, that's a mockery because now you don't have anything. It's like you can't hide behind the material. And then again, they grew up in dysfunction. It's again, so you would have to be like in a place of disempowerment. You know why? Because this person's burdened. So they can't give you. They can't give you because they have a lot of bad habits and behaviorisms that I feel like that karmic might have fixed, has invested in. They have a lack of money. They have, they have burdens and that could be whatever they built with that person. If they live in a house, if they live in an apartment, they pay half the bills, whether or not they have kids and they have to pay for those kids. It's like they have burdens. They don't have a life of their own. There would be a lack of money if they left their situation. So it's like, again, they watch their parents live in a situation like that. So again, there's no physical attraction to that karmic. So again, this person's self-image is, I feel like they finally realize it's shattered because what they're realizing is you're not interested. They burnt that bridge with you a long time ago. They didn't treat you well. They weren't paying attention. They thought that, oh, I don't like it. You're going to probably come after me this way. Again, I don't have to worry because then you're be the problem. I'm not the problem. And then the karmic will be nice again to me. And I don't really care because I still want to cheat. I just want to be able to do what I want to do, which is still have control over the money. So I can pretend that I'm someone that I'm really not, is what you're seeing. So again, the person sees again their self-image is shattered because you see the betrayal. It would have been reliant on you not seeing the betrayal. It's like they can't manipulate you. So that's why, like I said, it's easier for this person to like look around and try and find somebody else. They might try and like explain, but understand if they explain, they're going to want to leave pieces of their story out and to strategize because, hey, you wouldn't want to be with them. You wouldn't want to be with them. So it's again, they may have feelings for you and know that, hey, that we still have a connection, but they fucked up the connection. Without trust and loyalty, there was nothing. And that's what this person doesn't get, that it's the betrayal. They think, but understand if they grew up in an environment where they watched that the parent cheated and walked out and ghosted and gaslit and abused and was narcissistic to them, and then that mother or father just always took that parent back and acted like it wasn't there, it's like then now this person is like reliving that with you. Like the way that we talk to each other is karmic thing. Like if you watch your parents, did your parents talk to each other when they got into an argument, or did they curse at each other? I know my mother used to curse at my father, used to call him every name under the book. You're a ballless wonder. Like literally, she had some names for him and she beat him down. And that's what goes on in like the karmic relationship with this person. They're beat down because they're not, that's why they have to go out and, have the persona that they're someone that they're not. There's major intimacy issues. This person is like trying to like keep that person like from like going crazy because they already were like this. Now, because they don't give them anything, they're talking to other people, they get supplies everywhere. Now they're really going crazy. And you're like, I don't want to be part of this shit. I don't want to be part of this shit. It's like that you need help. You need help. Of course you need help because it's again, but you didn't care when you were doing what you were doing. And that's why this person is like they're prideful. They don't know how to come back. They don't know how to fix it. What are they gonna say? They look stupid. It's again, they have a frozen heart. It's again, so that's what they have. It's they don't really believe in relationship, and when they had it, they didn't respond to this relationship. They pretended like it was non-existent. And for you, it's like, well, I'm not going to sit here, right? Because we have a connection. It doesn't mean anything. You're a karmic. And a karmic, there's going to be a connection. It means you came into my life to teach me something. That's fucking it. It wasn't for me to help you, to give you anything, to build you up, to do nothing for you. If I want to be kind, I can give you something, but shouldn't be expected. Like this person would have expected it. They would have wanted to come into your life like a whirlwind, get caught up in their drama. Because hey, I need a buffer. I need someone to take the heat. It's like because yeah, they'll ruin your life, but eventually they'll be mad at me for a little while, but they'll come back and again still want to be with me. That's what I know because that's what always happens. So we break up to make up. So again, they don't really have a relationship. They have someone that they have a dominant, like this person's dominant with your person. Or I don't even want to call them your person. They're dominant with that person. And they're dominant with that person because they've invested, they've already spent their time, they've done, and they're like, you are not fucking up my life. You are not fucking up my life, but this person's not happy. So they're like, again, where can I go and run to? Where are my supplies? And what they see is no one wants that. But you block them so they can't come in as a whirlwind in your life, but they were planning on it. You better believe because you're a little too happy. You're a little too okay with them not. Remember, the narcissist only wants to see you destroyed so that they could say, well, see, I made the right decision. See, it's like I knew it. That's why they deserve what they got. It's like, again, where this person would do it because you abandoned them. And the narcissist was already abandoned by mommy and daddy when their mommy couldn't show up for them. So you're the person that has to show up for them. It's again where it's like you're not going to let it go. And they're mad that you're not going to let it go. It's like the disputes. They don't want to heal them. They don't want to finish them. They don't want to like fix it. They don't just get released. We know that with a wound, with a psychological and emotional wound, when someone does something, if they don't want to fix it, it stays there until we fix it. And this person or the person comes back and tries to fix it. If a person in your life doesn't want to fix it, you can't make them fix it. There's many people in my life, from my sisters, where again, my sister would be fucking probably homeless if it wasn't for me. And this is a true fucking story. Okay? I helped her. And it's like, but because I was the black sheep, the dog of the family, it's like once she got that, it was like, well, I don't need to like talk to you anymore. I got what I needed. I use you for what I need you for. But as far as a relationship, we don't have one. But I don't have a problem taking from you because I came from shit and I still am shit. See where I healed myself. Where what I'll do is came in and it's like if my sister came to me and apologized, okay, I would talk to her. You need help? I would still fucking help you because that's the type of person that I am. It's like because I don't expect anything in return. I realize that the divine gives me everything, everything that I need. I don't need anything. So what my sister said when I helped her, you know what she said? She said, I can't believe that you helped me. And I said, why? And she said, coming from the house that we came in. And right then and there, I should have realized what she was telling me is because I would have never helped you. It's like sometimes we have to learn that way. Sometimes we have to learn that way. And if we came from a house that was like that, we would attract something like this. Like if we came from a house where it was every man for himself, that there was no real emotional, because you have to say, why did I have such a strong connection to this person? We have strong connections as a way that the divine, again, teaches us if it's not seeing that we're learning specific lessons in our life is why. And I had to interject that. And I tell you and I share you my personal story because I empathize with you. I know this work because I lived this work. That's why I give it to you because I do something with this shit energy because no one ever came back and apologized to me ever. I had a wedding, two weddings. I never got a wedding present from anyone in my family. I had a son, not a gift, not a baby shower gift from either one of my sisters or my mother. So again, to be psychically ignored, psychologically ignored, gaslit, made to feel I had attracted many a person like this. So I know firsthand that unless a person comes back and says, listen, I am so sorry for the way that I treated you, and then they back it up with action, only time heals. Only time heals. That's the only thing. Like trust that the person it continues to do and to show you the proper actions. But when you don't get the apology, you must work on forgiveness. You must work on letting go. You must work on the anger, the resentment, because it's going to kill you. It's going to affect you. So this is very strong creative energy. And I share this with you guys because it's time to alchemize this type of energy. If you attracted a piece of crap like this, because that's exactly what they are, is a piece of crap. It's like there's someone that's like, I know that I could potentially ruin your life, but I don't care because I need to save my own. It's like, but they're not saving their own. What they're doing is they're just manipulating the entire situation, thinking that that karmic will then get scared and be like, oh no, let me fight this person. And then we're going to go back and live happily ever after because they've done it before. That's why this person thinks that the karmic will go for it. But who's to say that the karmic will? All the time. One day the karmic may snap, or meet somebody else. It has happened, you know. That's the thing. This person wants you to keep it laid to rest. They want to, this energy is so dark with the betrayal because when we have someone that close to us, like betray us, like our mother or father, we attract narcissists. So it's that person that's closest to you that has the power to hurt you. So this person has a problem getting close. So they won't get close. So they'll emotionally get you to get close, though. And the thing is, you didn't fall for it. They really thought you were someone that you're not. And what you're showing them is there's no way in fucking hell I'm going to be that person ever. It's wishful thinking. That's what it is. It's wishful thinking that that I would take the time to actually understand where you come from, because I understand it perfectly. You think that you're going to come in and we're going to take like a moonlight stroll and that we're going to like rekindle, like, because at one time I had feelings for you, but I thought you were someone else. It's again like where this person is like they're like, well, I feel like you're like my secret desirable, and I feel like I can get you to be vulnerable and to talk to me and to reveal yourself, because again that's what they feel, and the narcissist feels that way because they came on very strong, love bombed, and that you gave them the time. So remember, if this person's coming back into your life and trying to come back into your life, it's also the way that the universe is going to say, I'm not going to let this person come back into your life until you're strong. That's number one. And and when they come back, understand they're coming back so that you can turn around and tell this person to go fuck themselves and let go of the energy. Really let go of it. But it's let go of all the situations that where someone has come in and betrayed you. It's time for you to say, I choose me. I love me. I don't need you to take care of me. I don't have to let you. It's like I don't need to be with a narcissist. I don't need to like live by anyone's rules but my own. That's why the universe would have this person come back, because you'd be like, why now are they gonna come back? Why would they do that? And it's because the universe says, because you need to say something. Even if it's like I wouldn't show any emotion, because narcissists love that. If you show like that you're angry or like upset, I would show that I was indifferent. Like I would say, oh yeah, you didn't talk to me for however long, like you thought that you were going to stay with somebody else and maybe get me to come back, or you dropped me like it was hot and thought that I was going to come chasing after you. Well, you would never make me happy. It's like, I'm so glad that we didn't get together. You would never make me happy. And I'm very happy, and live your best life. That's the best revenge, because what this person will know is I could have been with this person. They chose to stay put because they're a coward. Because it's like, I don't really know what I want. I want to be able to manipulate my situation. I want someone to take care of me and do all the things that a wife would do or a husband would do, but I don't really want to participate in that part. I just want, so you want a parent. And that's what you got. You got a parent, and now they're not happy because they have a parent. They again didn't step it up to actually be your partner. They didn't want to do that. And now they're mad because it's like you're like, time's up, motherfucker. And I also see what you got going on there. It's like, I don't want any part of that. I see right through you. So you took your power back. You don't think that this person's going to be mad? They're controlling. Of course they're gonna be fucking mad. It's like again, because they're childish and immature, and because they see that that they why is that hot? They would never even be in a connection. And that you decided like what other bigger slap of the face to them is like you'd say, I'd rather just take the long path. I'd rather be by myself than be with you. Don't ruin my peace. And when a woman, and that's what I feel like. I feel like it's a girl that's going through this. I mean, it can be a guy also, but understand, I know because I'm a woman that when we give up somebody for our peace, it means we're really through with you. You have to like bring something, and you saw it. And so, of course, this person like is prideful. What are they going to say? How are they going to come back? They know that this was a divine connection. They know that they should have treated you right. They know, but narcissists have self-sabotaging behaviorisms. Remember, they're wounded. Their behaviorisms are toxic, but they're wounded. And so we have to say again, where is our healing? Because It's almost like, don't you think it's a little unfair if I grew up in an environment where I didn't get the love and the support, that why would I have to, relive that? Why can't you just bring me, if there's a God, why wouldn't you just bring me a person that's going to love and nurture me? Because I didn't get that. And because God says, you think you need that. You can do it yourself. It's like the problem is the need. I need it. I need it. God says, I'm inside of you. You don't need nothing. You don't need nothing except for yourself. Have a love affair with yourself. Pour into yourself. Heal yourself. That's why you got brought this piece of crap into your life. That's why. It's again acting like they were something, to the point that it's like, well, I love the energy that you give me. It's a supply, but I don't really can't give you anything in return because I don't have my life together. Pretend that I have my life together, but I don't have my life together. So again, we have to look at the inner child wounds, because just like Freud says, it goes back to the childhood. And because by the time you're 7 years old, you really have all your core beliefs intact. They tell you that. That's that root chakra, right? We know that first and second chakra is around that age. That's where from zero, when you're in the womb, all the way to like when you're like 7 years old, when you're forming your identity. So did you get the support when you were forming your identity, or were you told you were a piece of shit every day? Were you ignored? Were you gaslit? Were you made to feel not worthy, not good enough? Were you told that you didn't have enough? Because all those things are out of alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, and the laws of the universe. It's all the same thing, whether you like to hear it or not. I know a lot of people don't like the God word. I do. I believe in a higher power, and I know that that higher power lives inside of me, and it's the higher self. And the higher self is a God part of self that allows me to live my life authentically and boldly, and to be able to be true to myself, whether people like it or not. A lot of people are not going to like it. Guess what? They don't need to clap for you. The people that are supposed to be in your life are going to show up in your life. So you have to love yourself first. Otherwise, Spirit says, I'm never going to bring you in. I'm never going to, because it's the need. I need a boyfriend. I need a girlfriend. My life would be so much better if I just had somebody. I've been alone for so long. I've already done all those things before. Again, you haven't had a real relationship with God then. And that happens through your passion for life. Where is the passion for life? Where if you don't have it, it means that you have to heal. And sometimes it's healing the body first. Because, hey, now I've been so depressed for so long, it's affected my whole endocrination system. We know that the chakras are in alignment with our endocrination system. They represent the psychological and the emotional aspects of ourself. So again, that root chakra, no support. The adrenals, we live in survival mode. We feel we're inadequate because we're not getting good results. Because when you're living in survival mode, you're not getting good results. You're getting results for the moment, for the now, for what I need to do right now. But there's always usually fucking consequences. So we want to be in a place of balance. And we can do that when we're in our true, authentic, unique individuality. To be able to go with the flow of life is the second chakra. And the second chakra is all about my unique individuality, who I perceive that I am when I look in the mirror. And that's based on what I've been told, what I've experienced. That's how we know that it's our environment that creates our reality, because we form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment. So understand why things are happening. It's not that you're dysfunctional. It's that you weren't taught how the system works. You were taught how man-made system works. But every structure in man-made is defective. Why? Because man-made did it, and man isn't perfect. We shoot for excellence. We do the best that we can do. Some days I'm great. Sometimes I'm shit. It's again, that's just the way that it is. And I'm always trying though. But sometimes, mastery comes in doing. We're all, David going up against Goliath. Like the situation seems impossible. And that's why we have to be reliant on something grander than ourselves. And we have to know where to start. And that to start is to have a good connection to your creator. Because you have spiritual sovereignty because of it. You're able to create your heaven on earth because of it. Don't get caught up in the stories. Don't get caught up in the relationships. Don't get caught up in the stories of who you perceive that you are. Again, no support. Well, was that a surprise? An anchor. Child needs an anchor. Like father, like son. You see this picture, they even look the same, right? But who gives us that support? Our parents. How we grew up. Now, sometimes we are unfortunate, like we have parents that might have loved us, but they died. So again, sometimes it happens from that. So the child was focused on that instead of creating themselves. So they might say, when did the karmic program start? And it's like, all my life I've had these problems. It's always been this way, so it can never be changed. Don't tell me I've been around the block 80 times. It's always happened this way. And it's because you're continuing to live out that cycle when it's that young. And that's what this person's doing. You have the potential to break that karma. That's why you blocked this person. You realized, oh, I see exactly what this is, God. No, thank you. It's like you can leave that over there. I learned that lesson. And I learned that lesson because I grew up in a family that I would be creating the same exact dynamic. The same exact dynamic. And that's what you realized, you know, when you block that person. So you're giving yourself the support. You have to reparent yourself, folks. It's not just understanding, it's actually doing it. It's embodying the new consciousness. It's integration and transmutation, which is the actual healing process. And then God says, you didn't just get wounds from growing up in that environment, you're resilient. People see you as non-stoppable. And you are, because at a young age, you had to learn how to survive, you know? If you grew up in that type of an environment where you had to, again, isolation, you had to go into isolation to heal. That meant that there was no support. It goes back to the support. The no support, the no loving support, the no guidance. Like no one raised you. That's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. That's why I resonated so much with this story, because I'm like, oh, yeah, the isolation when you don't have parents that nurture and love you because they're the dynamic of what's going on in their life. Well, and we're seeing that more and more and more today, by the way, as part of the spiritual disease, the war on consciousness, which is creating this spiritual disease that is plaguing the nation right now. That's what you're seeing, which is the falling apart of the foundation. And when we don't have a strong foundation, what happens? If you have a weak foundation in a house, the house collapses. We all know this. It's not like we don't know it. Frustration. It's frustrating when you're trying a child and you're trying to like, oh, I need money, but I can't ask parents because if I ask, I'm going to get yelled at because there's no support for me because of what's going on in the home. It's like it didn't create this, so the child has to figure things out. They're not creating themselves. They're not being like childlike. Children go out and they find themselves. They don't know what they're going to do, but their parent just lets them go out and they give them the support to go do that. They're not worried whether or not they're going to get yelled at, screamed at, that they're going to be, that all the anger from the bad relationship or the addictions or whatever else that has ruined the foundation of the family, like the child has to figure out how they're going to eat, whether their needs are going to be taken care of. They're not creating themselves. They're not finding themselves. Instead, they're getting projected that they're told that there's something wrong with them, that they're a bother, that they're inadequate, that there's, they're getting all that anger that that parent hasn't healed onto them. That's in this story. If parents haven't done the healing, which the parents didn't do the healing, if a child has to like do everything by themselves, it doesn't mean that the parent doesn't love them. Only God loves perfect. But again, if we're so bogged down with our problems that we can't function, like we're suffering from anxiety, I can't be there for you. Not the way. And you're also going to have more empathy as a child for a parent to be like, because you want your parent to love you, to be like, I don't want to bother them. I'm not going to ask them for that. I'm not going to do that. It's like, because then it becomes a problem. It's like there's a lack of money. There's problems in the foundation. When we're talking about problems in the foundation, we're not just talking about, oh, just a relationship problems. We're talking about usually that there's addiction, that there's infidelity, there's things going on, that there's cracks now in the foundation, which makes it impossible for the child to feel safe. Feel safe first and foremost by trust, especially if that parent is continually projecting their anger and spewing it onto that child, making them feel inadequate, like there's something wrong. The child then becomes detached and disassociated as a way to survive. They become very psychic, but they, again, have a very hard time navigating their life and have health issues and have other issues because of it. And that's, we don't want to be a society that's all like psychic. We need grounding energy. We need grounding energy that's not narcissistic energy, however. We need the balance, the integration of, that masculine energy, that feminine energy. Two more. Okay, love, didn't get love, and inner authority. So of course you became very psychic, like I was saying, because Spirit said, well, you had to. You had to, but you didn't learn to love yourself. You were taught to survive. And so people that learned how to survive tend to overgive to everyone else because, hey, you have to be nice to get things, but to the point of self-sacrifice. So that's what you were taught growing up. So Spirit said, are you going to be self-sacrificing? Because this person is self-sacrificing. They're stuck with someone that they don't want to be with. And they have to give all their time and their energy to that. And they don't have a new supply. They can't get from anyone new. They're stuck with that. And that person doesn't even want to be with them anymore either. They're miserable. So it's almost like that's the karmic consequences. However, for you, because you did not pull the zonk, curtain, you pulled a better curtain, and that curtain was you get a clean palette, meaning like different, you get to experience a completely different reality. And the different reality is you got the deep wisdom, like, yeah, I learned it. Fierce strength. Spirit says, oh, yeah, don't fuck around with you. It's like, hey, you learned, you grew. That's why this person is like shocked to shit. They were like, I've been doing studying about twin flame relationship and this really feels like it. Yeah, I bet it does for you. It's like, but it's again, what you know is that it's not. It's like you will always be the one that got away. Always. Spirit says, rise above. See beyond your immediate fears to get more insight. Elevate your perceptions. So Spirit says it's all about the way that you look at the situation to help you really cut whatever emotional tie that you have left, which is, again, you were a lesson. It's like you were a lesson and I am strong. You thought you got over on me. I am strong. It was my choice. I didn't let you destroy my life. I love my life. I love myself. And God says, bing, 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 bing. Didn't we say that was a big one? Spirit said we didn't pull love. And Spirit says that's the most important one. Why? Because God lives inside of you. So and you must love it first because it's a jealous God. And that's by loving yourself first. So that's what Spirit was going, bing, 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 bing. Like, yeah, right answer, right answer, right answer, right answer. It's like this was a karmic test that could have blocked you from your future. Brighter horizons, of course. Spirit says, envision a future now filled with potential and opportunities so you can actually see your own genius. And that's the God inside, that life is a co-creation process, that you are continuously co-creating with God through everything that you think, through the actions that you do, and understand that no one can take away your spiritual sovereignty. It's again, that people will try to take it, but they can't because it's something that's inside of you. People tend to be jealous of it. They want to steal your essence, but no one can take what's yours. Remember that. They can. And one last one, which is you are on the right path, even if it's not the most traveled. It's to understand because you're creating your own. And so it might not logically be sense, but if you're on your path and you're finding yourself and you're really creating yourself, becoming who you want to become within the world by, you might say, I have ideas, but I don't exactly know where. Then Spirit says that's where you start. You start where you are. It takes a mustard seed. God makes that multiply. Just again, continue, continue, continue. It's a faith walk. Eventually, you'll attract better people in better situations. Better to be alone than surrounded by the wrong people. God puts us alone a lot of times when it's protecting us. And so understand that it's not a punishment. It's because you're protected. You're divinely protected. And it's for you to know that. Because no one could, like I say, take anything or ruin anything. Only you can. People will guilt you, make you feel bad. Don't feed that energy. If your cup is full, then it won't matter what they say. Their energy won't affect you. Inner work, of course, shadow work. The Spirit says if you attracted this person and have had those situations, I needed you to show me that you loved yourself and you had spiritual blockages. God brings you the ideal situations for your inner healing. As you become aware of your weaknesses, you turn them into strengths. You direct your thoughts towards the light and you see the positive side in every stage of your life. Darkness turns into courage. Thus, you get stronger, spiritually stronger. So, Spirit saying, that's all that this connection was to help you heal. Again, and guess what? It's making them heal too because they're in a place where they really thought that you were going to like save the day, that you were going to be that person. So just imagine it's like that they don't get any of that. This person would have really ruined your life. But they don't get to do that. It's just shocking when you look at it and you're like, wow, people really don't pay attention. No, sick people, infect other people. And spiritual sickness is a disease. And it will turn to cancer because being with someone that makes you angry all the time will make that. It's like, who wants to be with someone that you have to pound into the ground every day? I grew up watching that, by the way, and it's toxic to be around. It's like you don't teach your children well either. I'm going to leave that there. Be true to you. Love you. I love you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.